Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here and welcome back to Duskers. Now, space has not been kind to us so far. We're being forced out of our sector yet again, but the galaxy map has a number of options available to us. Let's head down here to Martold, which only holds 4 objects apparently, a very small sector, but apparently it's got much more than that once we get closer. It's got a couple stations in here, which could be interesting. We have the ability to actually get down to these, which is good, because otherwise we'd have been in a lot of trouble. A bunch of ships as well. The trade station, this looks like a pretty nice station, come to think of it, and pretty nice system. Let's jump over here and see what it has to offer us. Hopefully we can get more fuel here than we have in the past, because so far we've had some pretty poor luck on that front. We're down only 1 jump fuel, and things are not looking too great otherwise either. So, let's investigate this system and see what we can do here. As far as our drones, we've now got a full complement. Odin, Thor, Loki, Freya, Balder, Tyr, and Mimir are all available for sending on missions should we so choose. Things are starting to break down, though. We're losing the ability to discover what's going on, and we've acquired some interesting upgrades. The teleportation here could be useful for Freya, but at the moment I'm going to take it off of our current setup and see what else we can bring. So, let's send this team down to this ship, or yes, the Serendipitous Private Type C, and see what it has on board. Hopefully it's got some good stuff for us, because I could use some good stuff right now. Alright, it's a bounty hunting ship. Let's get down there and see what's all about. Let's begin our mission. Alright, I like this. We're already finding a bunch of stuff to pick up. Anything over here? Nope. Alright, send you to gather all, and then we'll probably do a motion sensor check with you in room 2. Before that, though, we're going to send Freya out here to investigate as well. So, Freya, you're going to come on over this way and take a peek into the open door of D7. That looks like a fuel pod. Yes, it is. Oh, boy. I'm excited now. Alright, let's send navigate Odin to R2, then gather. Excellent. In the meantime, we're also going to power R2 with our remote power upgrade. This looks like it's only a 4-room ship, so it shouldn't be too nasty. But we will also do a motion check in here with Odin in a second. Oh yeah, that's right, multiple drones have the gather upgrade, so I can't do it that way, but we can do it like this. Please tell me there's good stuff in here. There's 1 propulsion fuel and nothing else. Alright, well, propulsion fuel is still good stuff, so I'm okay with this. Let us do a quick motion sense here. We get no information. Fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to relocate into room 2, and we're going to use room 3 as a base of investigation. So, send Thor back into the ship. We just lost our visual signal, which is kind of freaky, but thankfully we don't need to rely on Thor's vision. So let's dock that with A2. There we go. We're going to depower R2 with our remote power, so we can power that again instead with Thor. We're going to power R3 instead, and we're going to navigate Thor to R2, and then generator. A closed door is blocking the path. I know that. Alright. He's doing it. Good. Good. So we should be able to test things this way to hopefully find out what's going on board this ship. We open up D5, and that'll move things into room 3 instead, and then we should hopefully be able to investigate both of those rooms if there's anything nasty in there. Open D6 as well. We'll clear out whatever's going on in there and then do our best to survive. It's also possible that whatever's in there isn't going to move. And if that's the case, that's unfortunate, because it's going to make it hard for us to explore this place properly, because there are some enemy types that just don't move until they see something they can kill. So, it's possible we're in that kind of situation here, and we're just not going to get an easy opportunity to clear those rooms safely. But for now, we're being hopeful. Alright, we're going to do this the easy way then. It's not great for us. This is our last probe. We want to try and get as much off these ships as we possibly can, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to fully recover from this. So let's quickly close A2 here, so the drone stops going there. Ooh, those scans are looking profitable. We're going to gather all here. Close D7 so the drone can't go through. No, too late. It's going to close behind him instead. Alright. Odin will send you through to gather from D7, because we're going to hopefully try and get something in here later, and then we can maybe kill things. But for now, we're just going to grab what we've uncovered, because more scrap is a valuable resource. There we go. Then we'll be able to send our probe into nearby rooms and see if it dies a horrible death. So if we can send it into R4 safely, we know the enemy's in R5 and we just won't go there. Otherwise, same situation. If we can send it into a different room safely, then we know that's not where the enemy is and we'll be able to keep going. Alright, R4 is empty though. That's unfortunate. So, I guess we close D5, we'll pick up our drone again, and then we will go from here, because it looks like there's not much else we'll be able to do. There's got to be some kind of enemy on this ship. We can't easily clear it, so we'll do what we can. There we go, we picked up our probe, so we didn't lose that one. That's a nice thing. Very rare that that happens. It's possible there is no enemy in R5, but I think it's pretty unlikely, and at the moment we have no way to force him out of the room. So I think we're just going to bail on here and hope for the best. It's unfortunate. I'd love to get some more resources out of this ship, but as it stands, I think it's our safest option. So let's get out of here. Sucks to have to not go in there, but if there's an immobile enemy in there who's just waiting for us to come in to ambush us, that's not going to work out so well. So let's get out of this ship and head to the wilderness to find out what else we can see. Okay. Nothing happened. That's fine. That's fine indeed. So we have a couple nice close things here. We're going to head down to Station Warmth, a research-type station. I've never been to this type of location before. I assume they don't have airlocks, so you have to use the transporter, which is going to be weird because I've never used it before. So we're going to check the help menu here to double-check how it works. Because in a mission, you can check this menu, but it's not a pause, and it's a little bit harder to read. So we can transport from the docking bay. We can transport drones to each other if they're in a room with a transport receiver. Okay. So we can put the drones we want to travel, followed by the place we want them to go. That last piece of documentation there seems confusing, though, because it sounds like it's reversed from the normal system. Because that says transport drone 2 to position of drone 1 to me, but it says it's reversed in the documentation there. I guess we'll have to experiment with it and see how it goes. Hopefully our drones don't die in the horrible warping effects as we try and get through here, but for now we're just going to have to deal with whatever happens. We are going to repair them a little bit, just in case they take a bit of damage here. I don't know how transportation works, but we have a little bit of scrap, so our more injured drones can afford to get some repairs. There we go. And we're going to get back down there. So let's board this station and see what it's all about. Having never been on one of these before, this should be interesting. It is a volatile station with 2 types of infestation holding medium hull integrity. Oh boy. It's transporting goods, apparently. I didn't think it could move, but I'm not going to question it. Docking to an outpost would damage our ship. Use our transporter instead. Example, transport 1 R2. Okay, well, let's try it. We don't have many places that we can enter safely, so let's see if this just instantly kills us. Let's send Thor, actually. Actually, Thor has a broken visual sensor right now, so let's send Odin after all. Okay. We're not dead yet. Power R2. There we go. Now we have some power on board this ship. We can see a bunch of things. Let's investigate through D18. No way to tell if these rooms are safe yet, but the door's open, so we're going to investigate anyway. Okay, do a quick motion check. Enemies in R9. Alright, D8 seems safe though, so let's investigate through there. A console we can't use, okay. It looks like it's actually a damaged console. Fuel and another drone, okay. Let's gather the fuel first. 1 day's propulsion fuel, no jump cells. Okay, well, propulsion fuel's not a bad thing to find, so I'll take it. Unfortunately, we can't get into the interesting looking room there. Let's do another motion check quickly. Can't tell anything. Okay, let's bring transport Freya down. We'll bring Freya into R2 as well. There we go, Freya, welcome. Open D22, close D18. Freya, we're going to be using your probe here again, so let's bring Odin out of the room. We need some way to be able to explore rooms and see what else is in them. So Freya, unfortunately, this is the only way to reasonably do that. We're going to back you up, close the door behind you. Your probe is now going to scan the area. We found a little bit more stuff in there, which is nice. Actually, let's send him through these rooms too, so we can grab anything else there is. We know R9 is hostile, so that's good to know. Quickly check R2 so we can find out if there's anything else in here with the probe. Those scans are pretty handy. I could use Odin to scan, but since the system's breaking, I don't really want to mess with it right now. Do we find anything else in here? No. Okay, so it's next to scrap in R10, but that's all we know. Okay, close D18, close D22, open D8. What we want to check is if we can get into the room with a drone in it. So we are going to try and figure that out using our probe friend here. The odds of him being perfectly safe are kind of low, especially since that room has a vent in it, so that's not healthy. There is a generator in R4, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to transport Thor down here into R2. I don't like bringing them all into the ship now, but such it is. We're going to power R2, power R4. There we go, that'll give us more power, and we're going to say generator with the only drone who can. There we go, now I have a lot more power on the ship. Let's investigate into R4 and see if it's hostile. Looks safe for now. Okay, let's go investigate. We don't have our towing drone yet. I don't know if we can even tow out of this kind of place. But we are going to investigate. R3's teleporter signal is weak. That's not good. Freya. We're going to ignore that room. It's got nothing of value in it, and it is also a potentially nasty room there, because it does have the vent in it, so we're going to try and avoid going in there at all costs. Is there anything useful on this drone? There's a trap. I'll take a trap. Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot else good in here right now. Let's get out of this room. Alright, Freya, you're going to head all the way back to the safety of the known. Plus, it's the room that has our escape teleporter in it. Odin, you're going to come through here instead. You're going to gather some resources for us. There we go. And these as well, please. There we go. Alright, new transporter signal in R10. That's good to know. Alright, we're going to send... Actually, I need to open that door. We're going to send Odin back towards safety and use this probe more to investigate more of the ship and see what else we can find. So, let's quickly open D22, close D22 behind us so the drone doesn't get out, and we're going to investigate other rooms. Open up D23 and see if that's a safe place we can go. It looks like the color of the transporter signal determines how strong it is. I don't know if that's true or not, but it definitely seems to be that way. Probe is taking damage. Alright. I don't know what's in that room, but it's hostile against us, and that's not good at all. So, we're kind of running low on options here. Let's do a quick motion check, see if I can see anything at D11. I can see it's safe. We still know R9 is hostile. We're going to open up D11 here and see what's in this room. Nothing. Okay, room R3 lost its teleporter signal, so that's not great. R2 still seems to be going strong, though. Yeah, this is not a wonderful circumstance. We know R11 has some nastiness in it now. Can I get... If we send Odin into R10, and we do another motion check in here, can I learn anything about those other areas that we want to know about? No, I only know about R5. That's not wonderful. Let's check if we open D20. Uh-oh. Our main room's teleporter signal's weak. I think it's about time we bail on this mission. I do not want to lose our teleporter signal and lose all three of our drones here. At the moment, it's looking like most of the rooms we know anything about are pretty hostile, and I'm not sure if it's reasonable for us to try and get into them. We don't have any way to get information now without any more probes. I probably should have bought some more. What we will do is actually we're going to try something a little bit risky here. We're going to go D18, open up. We're going to drop down a mine in here. Head back out. We'll see if we can clear the rooms that way, because we want to try and get whatever we can from this place, and this seems to be the only way we're likely to be able to do it. We'll open up the door to R9 where we know there's an enemy. We can blow it up with the mine. There we go. Hopefully that killed it. If not, we're in trouble. Are you dead? No, you're not dead. I'm dead. That's bad. Alright, transport all. Get out of there. We're going to try and get Freya back, but that's really bad. I assumed it was dead, but apparently not. The mines don't actually kill things. That is not good. Alright, so in theory we can try and get Freya back if we're lucky. Freya can't see behind herself, though. Oh no, the R10 teleporter signal's gone. That's what I was going to count on using. Okay, this is not looking good. There's a chance we'll be able to get them back out if I can get... Even if I can just grab her and pull her into R2, transport her out broken, we might be okay there. Let's transport Loki to R2. That's going to be hard now, isn't it? That's really bad. Okay. Freya may be lost, which is really bad, because that loses our probe, as well as the new mine and trap augments. Ooh, that's really nasty. And I can't safely jump into R6 either, because there's a good chance that that something will have spawned in there because of the vent. That's pretty bad. I was really hoping we'd be able to safely get in there with a quick dash through R2, but since we've lost the signal to that room, I don't know what we're going to do here, guys. I would love to hopefully not have to worry about these problems. I'd love to recover Freya, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I assumed the mine would kill whatever it hit, but evidently no. Evidently no. So, that's a problem for sure. I also can't tell if the enemy's even still in that room. But I want to try and recover Freya if we can. Problem is just that R6 is so unsafe. I guess we could do this. Oh no, the door's not powered. Okay, so we would have to power down R4, power R2, there we go. That gives us a little bit more control here. We could then close some of these rooms. We don't know where the enemy is the problem, because it's behind us. Man, this is bad. If we had just had the opportunity to bring them back into the room where we know they'd be safe, it would have been really nice, but unfortunately that's not how it works. Well, we've lost all of our teletransporter signals now. These kinds of stations are pretty dangerous in the looks of things. We literally don't have any options anymore. Trying to think about what we wanted to do took too long, and now we're in trouble. The asteroids missed us, what do you know? I would love to see if we get another power system here, but I don't want to wait around for too long, especially since we're trying to do a really dangerous maneuver anyway. Aha! There he goes. So he's in R2. Unfortunately, I'm now blocking the door, so I can't close D18. I could open D15, though. Or D5 is already open. Can I see if he leaves? I can see him kind of right now. Oh, fantastic. Close D5, lock him out. So now we know we can get in there safely. All we have to do is have a way to get in there. Maybe if we had the teleporter, we'd have been able to do it, but I have a feeling the teleporter works like the transporter does. It's just on an individual basis instead of being able to control all the drones. So if we have a way to get back into this ship, we can do it, but otherwise, I don't think it's going to work. Ah, perfect. We got a signal. Okay, so let's send Loki in then. Transport Loki to R10. Loki, you're on an important mission here. You need to recover our ally. This is ideal. Freya, you're coming back with us. No drones left behind. D8 closed. Transport all. Ah, we did it. Man, that was nastiness. In theory, we could potentially try and get more, but at the moment I'm happy to just get out with what we've got. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, our tow is deteriorating even more. It's now down to a more than 25% chance of failure. Mines are breaking and our probe is breaking. That's not good. We have a lot of problems here. Traps are available now, so we can potentially use those instead. We've gained 4 scrap and 1 propulsion fuel. Well, that was a nasty place to go. Holy cow. Let's do a little bit of modification here, heal ourselves up a little bit. Freya took a bunch of damage there, so we'll get her back and functional. Looks like the transportation's fairly safe. It just doesn't always work for us. We're going to count on the tow breaking completely and then just try and make a new one, because it's more expensive to repair it than it is to assemble a new one. So it doesn't make much sense for us to take that option then. The probe could be worth adding some more probes to. We can greatly increase probe HP or give probe stealth. Ooh. Ooh, that would be really nice. If we could have stealth probes, we could go into all over the place. Only problem then is the probes don't do a good job of telling us if there's enemies in the rooms. We can't use them for that respect because we can't tell they're destroyed, but they might actually live through those kinds of things, so we might be able to get them back that way. I don't know. Problem is that the system is also breaking. If we invest too heavily into one thing like this, the question of us being able to actually make use of it is definitely a big one. The explosive mines have kind of played us false here. I might not bring them with us anymore. Evidently some kinds of enemies are just immune to them. So that's not ideal. Yeah, we're kind of in a pickle of a situation here, because I'd love to be able to use some of these new toys we've found, but some of them are just unreliable at this point. I think the probes are probably our best option, so it's worth adding a couple more probes so we can try and use them, even though we do have a failure chance, because we don't use them very much. You just set one down, and then it runs around and does a whole lot of exploration for you, so they're really useful. So let's do that. And we'll hopefully be able to do the rest without losing anything. We have to go to another one of these, though, next, if we want to try and be the most efficient route here, so this may be a very dangerous attempt. A very dangerous attempt indeed, since the last one of these we were in is pretty dangerous. This is also a rebel class, so I have no idea what that means. It's got 2 infestation types. I don't know how safe this is going to be, but we're just going to have to get over there and explore it and find out. So, let's travel over that way. Now, we could also look at our drone configuration here, maybe give some of our damaged drones a rest, but I think we're going to leave it as it is and count on Baldur, Tyr, and Mimir coming in to help us out if we run into problems. Our reserve drones will just stay as reserves for now. So it would seem, anyway. I think that's probably the best plan. We have a teleport, which I don't think we need since we have the transporter. I am going to remove the mine from our active lists, though, because I don't think it's super useful. The trap we might keep. I'm not sure exactly how useful that is either, because of the way it requires you to actually remotely detonate it. And it's still like a mine, so it may not kill things, but if we can use that in combination with the motion sensor, it might be good. So we'll try it. And we'll see how this goes. But for now, we're going to have to end this episode here. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, struggling to explore through the world of Duskers, the space, the galaxy of Duskers, in fact. If you've enjoyed this episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and until next time, thanks very much for watching, and bye-bye.